Hi guys, today we're doing another revamp look. We're turning this full top that I made like a year ago into a sports top or a tank top or a gym top because I'm just not feeling this anymore. So if you want to see how we do that, then make sure you keep on watching. To make this gym top, I'm using a tank top that I already own. So I'm laying that out on pattern paper and I'm taking my pencil and just tracing around. For the top that I'm making, it's going to be straight at the bottom instead of curved like you can see here. So I'm just going to mark straight across instead of marking out that curve, and then I'm just going to go back in with my ruler and a marker to make those lines clearer so that you guys can see as well. I use my French curve to make sure that all of those lines are neat and straight. So I wanted to cut this top on fold just to make sure that it's as symmetrical as possible. So what I ended up doing is marking out half of the design using the marker and the French curve, and then cut out half, folded it over, folded it in half, and then used that to cut out the rest of the design. Again, just to make sure that it's as symmetrical as possible so that the end result looks really symmetrical as well, and I don't have like one side of the top more scooped than the other or something. So yeah, make sure you remember to add your seam allowance as well. And here we have our tank top pattern. I forgot to label mine, so if you're doing yours, just make sure to remember to label it. And this is where you are going to grab your sweater or your t-shirt or whatever it is you're making this tank top with. And this is normally where my problems start. And once again, we ran out of fabric, or we didn't have enough fabric to cut this out, so we had to kind of finesse it a bit. So I'm trying to mark or lay this out in a way that is going to make sure that I get as much fabric out of this as possible, and then I'm pinning it down. As you can see, I've had to fold the bottom up a little bit to make it more cropped than ideally I wanted it to be to make this work. But yeah, once we've pinned that in place, I'm just going to get my rotary cutter and cut that out. Guys, I'm really nervous because I don't know if that's gonna hold my entire boob. But I guess we are about to find out. And then also the shoulder isn't ideal as well, so I'm gonna have to take this off, as in seam rip it and see how it works. But I'm just gonna go ahead and cut out the front piece like everything is okay. And then we're gonna take it from there. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to seam rip the top of the sleeves just so that we have a bit more fabric to work with. And then hopefully we can make sure that when we hem the top it's all good. So yep, done that bit, amazing. Let's do the other bit. So I seam drip the shoulder or the top to give us a bit more fabric to work with. And as you can see, so now I'm just going to lay my fabric pieces right sides together, and we're going to pin across the top that you can see that I'm holding here on both sides, and we're going to stitch that first. So I'm stitching the shoulders and I'm also stitching the sides, not the armpit but the sides as well. And I'm going to use my handy overcast stitch on my sewing machine to do these stitches. So I've stitched the shoulders and the sides and I've turned it right side out. Now literally all we have to do is hem it. So I'm folding it in by a quarter of an inch rather, all the way around the armpits and the bust area as well. And then I'm just going to go around and stitch that with my twin needles, and then we're basically done. This is such an easy tutorial. I feel like it was somewhat of a fail, I can't even lie to you guys, because did it fit my boobs? No, it did not. So there might be a part 2 where I show you how to kind of turn something that is too small into something that fits a bit better. If you did enjoy this tutorial, then make sure you subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.